Now, Tua is supposed to come back this week against the Arizona Cardinals. To be honest, I feel like this kind of came out of nowhere. The fact that he's even coming back in the first place and not retiring is just crazy in itself. And the fact that he's coming back this soon is kind of crazy. I would understand if the Dolphins were in a more competitive position right now, if they were in the playoff picture, if they were like 5-1, 6-1, or something like that. But no, they just lost a brutal game against the Colts. Now, as far as Tua coming back, I guess some doctors cleared him to return. I really don't know who authorized that. I don't know the specific doctors, but that's just absurd in itself. And I think the biggest, craziest thing out of all this is he was recently asked if he was going to wear a Guardian cap upon his return, and he said he's not going to. Quote, "It's a personal choice," end quote. I don't understand that at all, man. He has a family, you know. I just I just can't justify this in any way, and I know it's really easy to jump on the bandwagon of Tua should retire, what are you doing, Tua, etc., etc. But come on, man, like the Damar Hamlin situation was pretty scary to see. It was just not something you want to see while watching football. Like, this is a game we all love. We're not trying to see someone die on the field, and I'm not saying Tua's gonna die on the field, but I mean, he already had a seizure once on the field. Is this gonna be like his 8th concussion? I just don't think it's gonna end well at all. The way he got the last one was a pretty sad, depressing scene. You know, Mike McDaniel giving him a kiss on the forehead while coming to the sidelines, and just like how it wasn't even a big hit to begin with. Again, I want to reiterate, but he suffered a concussion by taking a hit from Damar Hamlin's arm. Damar Hamlin is a pretty small dude. He's actually had pretty good moments this year, but he's not like the biggest dude in the world. And I just can't really imagine what if Tua actually takes a serious hit this year, again, without the Guardian cap? What if he takes a knee to the head? What if he takes a head-to-head hit, shoulder to the head? I think it's going to get really bad, man. I just don't see how this is going to end well, and I get it, it's the game he loves, but you made a bag, man. You made a bag, and right off into the sunset. And I understand retiring for players is a very, very difficult thing to do. You lose a piece of your identity, the thing you've been doing since you were a kid, but you gotta kind of like take a look at yourself in the mirror, man, and just ask yourself, do you care about your family? Like, that's the thing. If he wasn't making money, if he didn't make a ton of money already, okay, fair play. Like, you got to go get yours, you know what I mean? But it's a lot like a boxer. If a boxer makes a lot of money, why keep going? If you're just some lower tier fighter that chose a fighter's life and you're trying to get that big championship fight, that one payday, and you're just slugging it out every day of your life, sparring, doing everything, fine, man, you gotta do what you gotta do. You chose this life. But Tua made his bag, man. He made his money. I just don't understand this at all. Let me know if you guys think this is a good idea. Should Tua return? Should Tua retire? Let me know in the comments below. And I'm just trying to like wrap my head around his way of thinking, and I know the dude has suffered a lot of concussions, so I don't know if he's all the way there right now. I get he's really passionate, and I get he wants to play, and like I get that, but it's one thing to come back. It's another thing to not wear the Guardian cap. It's there to protect you. It's there to prevent concussions, and I know like it may look kind of goofy, but like I would really love to hear his quote-unquote personal choice. What are his specific reasons for not wearing it? other than it's goofy. I just don't understand that. If someone could enlighten me, or maybe some of you guys have theories on why, I just it's kind of gross. Like, do you not care about your family? I could kind of respect how you want to go out on your shield to a certain extent, how you're kind of essentially willing to die on the field or the thing that you love. I can respect that. That's kind of admirable in a certain way, but come on, man. Like, to not wear a Guardian cap is just inexcusable. But let me know if you guys agree with me on that one. So as of right now, the Dolphins are 2-4. They have the Cardinals at home, 1 o'clock. Should be a good game. I really don't know how Tua's gonna look. If Tua can be kind of decent, I feel like that's a winnable game. But then again, the Cardinals just got a close win against the Chargers at home, so they're kind of on a high right now. Should be a competitive game, and then they're at Buffalo, at LA against the Raiders. That Buffalo game kind of scares me. I don't want to see a repeat of that. Just even like the DeMar Hamlin aspect of it too. I don't know, just like freaky stuff. I hope everything goes well for him at Buffalo, week 9. We'll see about that. But as far as the Dolphins go, as of right now, they're 2 games back of the 7th seed in the AFC, so they really got to get going right now. They can't really afford another couple of losses, and they're also 3 games back behind the Buffalo Bills. They're tied with the Jets right now. Actually, they're technically ahead of the Jets because they had their bye, so 1 less loss than them. So I guess from that perspective, they're kind of still in it, but even then, man, like, we all saw what Buffalo did to the Dolphins prior to Tua's injury. That was almost like a pick'em game, essentially, and the Dolphins got completely embarrassed in the first half of that game, just completely outclassed, outcoached, just manhandled in that game, and then Tua suffered that injury. I just don't think this is a competitive team. Like I mentioned at the start of this video, if this was like a championship caliber team that could potentially make it to the bowl and go on one crazy run, okay, I get it, man. I get it coming back, but this team just isn't in a place to be competitive. This team isn't in a place to go on that sort of playoff run right now. I just don't see this as a playoff team with Tua, and especially without Tua. So let me know if you guys agree with me. Do you think the Dolphins can somehow make the playoffs this year? I know they definitely can't without Tua, but with him, I just don't see him surviving the rest of the year. It's going to be really crazy and sad to see the results of what is going to happen here, because regardless, I just don't see this ending well for anybody involved, as the team goes, the organization, and of course Tua, but just like the NFL brand too. Like, again, I don't want to see some guy have a seizure on the field again. I don't want to see something worse potentially, but sometimes you just gotta let nature take its course. I don't know. This is just really, really bizarre stuff. I've never seen anything like this before. But it is what it is, man. If you made this far, please subscribe. It'd help out your boy a lot. Let me know what y'all think about all this. And that's all I got for right now. Peace.
The Colts offense back on the field, trying to make up for that costly mistake the last time they had the ball. The turnover they committed immediately turned into points against them.
Yeah, it did, Jim, but you know what? It's not a perfect game. You got to deal with adversity when you're talking about football. So you made that mistake, let it go, and go out there, be aggressive, and see if you can score some points.
Now, here's a look at the Colts offense. And boy, are they difficult to get to the sideline, as this team knows how, better than anyone in the league, knows how to convert on third down. Gore lined up as the single back. The Colts have it at the 44. Luck, handoff. Gore's tackled down after a gain of 7.
Gore's a great running back to have on your football team, isn't he? He goes up in there and gets the first down. Now your offense has 3 more chances.
The Colts on offense here to start the second quarter. And the second quarter is underway with this snap.
Gore's never able to build up that power that he has as a running back when there's nowhere to go. Hey, there's nowhere to go. That's a short gain.
2nd and 6. Luck finds Fleener. Gains 12.
When the football